type out, you don't want any other person in the room to see it, to know, instead of you say type to the general meeting, just pick on Dr. Aderinsola, like this particular one that is talking, that is the host of this meeting, because there are two Dr. Aderinsola here. The other person is Aisha, who is my admin, right? The one that is talking, change it in such a way that it is the person you are sending the message to me directly, and I'll read it without your name. So why do we do this? Why do I do this? I say this in every clarity session. It took me years to achieve clarity about what I really wanted to be doing with my life. And I always say that you cannot succeed, or you cannot, not you cannot, you can succeed. You cannot arrive at your destination if you are going in a wrong direction, no matter how fast you are going. You could be racing, but you are racing in the wrong direction. It's like someone, they set a line and they say, this is a start line. You're supposed to be going to Lagos. Then a Formula One driver is racing and they are supposed to be going to Lagos from Ibadan. But the Formula One driver starts to race at 180 kilometers per hour towards Abeokuta. Are they fast? Yes. Are they racing? Yes. Are they going to get to Abeokuta? Yes. So technically, you will say they succeeded. Oh, wow. You will say they got to Abeokuta in record time, in 50 minutes. But the main question is, were they racing in the right direction? No. So no matter how fast you are, if you do not have clarity, you will be racing in the wrong direction. And no matter how fast you race in the wrong direction, you would never arrive at your destination. And I say this all the time. So I always tell people, before you learn, have clarity. It is only someone who is clear about what they want to learn, about who they should be learning it from, about whether they should even be learning that thing, about whether that learning is going to add to the overall goal of their life and career, that will now take the right steps. If I ask how many of you in this room have bought online courses upon online courses, I'm sure there will be quite a few. And if I also ask how many of you has the desired change that you need been achieved through those investments, you will see lesser hands up. Why? Many people have invested their time, their money, every resources you can think about into the things they are not really clear about. They are not clear about how that thing they are investing resources in is going to add up to their success, the desired success. Not the success that's been defined by the society. Because the society will tell you today that, that girl, she has PhD. But me and you, let's search our hearts and ask, the thing I want to achieve, the thing I want to become, is that PhD really instrumental to it? Which is why I say, you can be racing fast, though. You can be going ahead of your mates. I just want you to be sure that you can be the person in your group that say, oh, I'm a very something learner. I've purchased 10 courses this year. I said, Auntie, the main essence of an online course is to get knowledge. The online course is only a vehicle. It is a vehicle for you to acquire it. You can be worse off than the person that wakes up every single day going to social media to follow certain amount of people who have sense in their head and is reading their social media post every day without paying for one single online course. The person could be better off than you because the person is very clear about, oh, I need business knowledge. and I know that this business knowledge, this particular social media page, they give us business knowledge every day. I will follow them, read their posts, and I will execute. So you would have invested your resources in quotes, in those bogus named courses. However, that is not what you need. What you need, you have not identified. And what you have not identified, you cannot solve. You cannot solve it. So whenever I come into this session, I say, please consider this a gift. I am having a clarity session with a professional tomorrow. 1 hour. She paid me 107,500 naira. Tomorrow. And she paid it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I'm saying I have to find time on my calendar for tomorrow. But I always say I choose to do this twice in a month for free because it took me years to achieve clarity when it comes to certain career paths. Did I know I wanted to teach all my life? Yes. But I wasn't like teaching what was the question. Via what? Like you could be teaching as an academic in the classroom. You could be teaching as who I am right now, an EdTech person. You could be teaching as a consultant. You could be teaching as a secondary school teacher. You could be teaching is wide. I knew I wanted to teach. How? The vehicle I was not clear on. I was clear on the audience. I wanted to teach adults, which is why I went on a PhD journey to the university, because the adults I wanted to teach were at the university. But was it what I really wanted to teach? I have a PhD in chemistry. Was this what I really wanted to teach? Maybe not, the chemistry. So when I tell people that if you've ever been in that situation, you will understand where it hurts. All some people need is clarity. But because they do not understand that is what they need, they pay for a master's degree, a PhD, an MBA, a PhD. They pay for everything. And money will not solve it if clarity is the issue you have. Money won't solve it. So stop throwing money at the things that you need to have clarity on. Having said that, let's start. How will you ask me a question? I have expertise around various things, from global opportunities to career paths, to employability, to skills, to SDGs, to I am very vast, international networks and things like that. And because it's the career clarity session that we mainly organize for employability, that is career and things like that, I always do a short teaching around career at the beginning. Why am I doing this teaching? Some people come into this meeting that when you say people should ask questions, some people will not articulate the even process. They lack. So I typically, then they say, oh, maybe this is a question I need to ask. Because when you do not even know what question to ask, that is the first major challenge. And I have been there. So I always lay context in this meeting so that just in case there's that one person in this room who their challenge is not even how to ask question. It is they don't even know what to ask, but they know there is a gap. I lay context. Now, while I'm going to teach, here is what you are going to do for me. You are now going to type out your question and don't ask me Google question. I did not come here to be your Google. What is a Google question? A Google question is, where is it true that Lagos State is giving free data? I'm just saying for Ma, what university can I go and study architecture? Don't ask me such questions, because the only thing I can do for you, which you can do yourself, is to go to Google and say, what university offers architecture, and to give you a list. Don't come and ask me Google question. A question that even me myself, I'll have to go to Google to go and ask it. That means it is not a clarity question. It is a question you need to pick up your phone and ask Google. Or, Ma, is it true that UK is in Europe? Is it true that, all those questions, don't bring it here. Any question that Google can answer you, it is not a clarity question. It is an information question. Ask Google. What is a clarity question for context? A clarity question is, ma'am, my name is Aderinsola. I studied chemistry in school. I finished in 20, whatever. Since I finished, I've worked 2 years in XYZ. I've done 1 year in sales. I've done this thing, and I just find myself doing this, and I'm not really a business person, because I tried business once, it failed. And now I'm at that point that I want to, I'm considering taking up extra skills, because I now understand that I don't have flair for business, but in my last role, I discovered I saw someone, like this thing. Here is the problem now. Like, I've never worked in this thing. How do I then go about it to migrate into this thing? That's a clarity question for a professional who wants to transition. Or someone who is a beginner here. Oh, I just finished NYSC. And I did microbiology in school. I've gone to this hospital, they say they cannot employ me, that they cannot do medical microbiology. I've gone here, there's no even this thing. As in, I'm not even certain I want to go into this microbiology. What are my options with regards to this thing? And you now give me context and say, oh, here are the things I've discovered about myself that I like. I like this, I like that. I can then help you. That is a clarity question. Always lay how people should ask me question. You come here and you type, I want to do data analysis. Do you think it's a good course? I will tell you, I don't know your name. I don't know how old you are, because sometimes age is a factor. The kind of answer I'll give to someone who is in their 40s to not leave a job, give it to like a 20, but I'll say, oh, stay in that job. I don't know your background. I don't know if you're the first one of the family. I don't know. I don't even know what you studied. I don't know if you've worked before. You did not give me anything to work with. And you tell me, is data analysis a good course? I can say yes, I can say no. Why? Because if you are the person that likes numbers, I don't have context. Anything can be good, anything can be bad. But you asking me one line without context, I cannot help you. I'm not a magician. I'm someone who has experience. So based on what you give me, I will say, oh, okay, great. I think this is what you can do based on where you are. So when you start to type your question, give context. My friend said project management is good. Is it true? How am I supposed to answer that? I don't have context. So please give me context whenever you desire to ask a clarity question, and don't ask me Google question. Where is University of Ibadan? That is a Google question. Please don't do it. And I'm going to say thank you in advance that I'm not going to get the Google question. And I'm not going to get, is data analysis good, as a question without context. Okay. Now let's start. I'll be expecting your questions in the comment section. So while you are typing out your question, you can make your question long. Take your time to type it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do a bit of teaching for about 20 minutes. And I'm going to be teaching from what people ask us. in the DM, in the comments, in whatever. People ask us that question all the time, right? And I treat different questions for every, what's it called, every clarity session. But depending on what the most recurring question is for every clarity session, I pick from there. So this question is about remote work. Give me a minute, I'm trying to plug my phone. The most recurring question in the last couple of weeks has been around remote work. And what exactly is the most recurring question around remote work? Two major ones. That is, what kind of work can I do remotely? The other version is, what do I need to do the remote work? That I said, it has been centered majorly around remote work. One version of the question I'd be like, what kind of work can I do remotely? The other version of the question has been, what do I need to work remotely? So I'm going to tackle the question. The first part is always when people say, what kind of work can be done remotely? I tell people that if you ask me this question before COVID, I will say, this tech, this thing. But right now, after COVID, I would say almost any job can be done remotely. Or rather, let me rephrase it. Almost any career that you have chosen as a remote worker's version. Because before I used to say almost any job, but I had to rephrase it. Almost any career you have found yourself in as a remote worker's career path in it. Because one of the work people used to argue that did not have remote work is, can you be a nurse? Can you be a doctor and be working remotely? You have to do it physically. Alas, there is now telemedicine where people are calling people for consultancy. They will say, can you be an health professional and work remotely? This year alone, I have done one-on-one programs as in the advanced, like there's apart from the Skill for Work Academy, there's something I take people on, which is the how experienced professionals build their brand on LinkedIn to attract global opportunities. I teach experienced professionals that. Now, in that's my personal brand, right? This year, 3 experienced professionals who opted for the one-on-one route, right? 3 of them are doctors who work remotely as health project managers. And these are people that have worked in person in the hospital before. One of them is not a doctor. One of them is in communication, but she works in the international scene in emergency response to polio. Why am I saying this? It means that even if you currently work in a profession that technically they will say it cannot be done remote, as in there is no remote work in it. I say it is because you have not taken your time to do research on what are the emerging job roles in this profession that people now do remotely. Because I have not even seen that profession right now that does not have a remote workers version of it. So in the actual sense, my answer to that question, there are people saying, what work can be done remotely? I would say, almost any career path has remote workers version. I would always use myself as an example. I was at the university teaching 2 years. Then my eye cleared that, the kind of impact I want to make. I want to teach adults. I want to teach them how they can upskill to contribute to the workforce. When I started my PhD, the only possible way to teach people what will earn them a job was teaching them at the university so they can now come out and get certificates and get a job. But things changed. And I realized that it was not for lack of education. It was not for lack of lecturers at the university teaching all those other teaching the regular courses we know. It was for lack of the fact that when these people are now coming out, they lack the skills that is needed in the workplace, should they even have the knowledge. So I told myself that what I really wanted to do was to ensure that people that are knowledgeable have the skills to do the work. So what it means I've always wanted to teach. In my year 3, I know I wanted to be a teacher. I'm not one of those people that chose teaching because there was no other job. I wanted to teach. I did not look for work after NYSC. I went to school, I passed. I had a 4.92 in my environmental chemistry in masters. Do you understand? But I wanted to teach. I love to teach. I was clear on that. But I was not clear. Like, I was clear on impact also. But as at the time I chose to do a PhD, to become a university lecturer, to impact, I did not have this, like, it was not this time that I now knew that I could sit in my house and reach millions of people across Africa. But did I pivot? Did I choose to pivot when the time came that I realized that what I wanted to do could be achieved beyond 4 walls of the university? I chose to pivot in my 30s, not minding what the society or you are at the university teaching. Do you know how prestigious in Africa that looked? To becoming what you call online coach, or, do you understand? But guess what? Part-time in my classroom, I could reach 150 people. Do you know how many people I reach part-time now when I hold programs? So we could be fighting towards the same course, but we could be executing it differently. You could be a doctor who is concerned about the well-being of people, but you could actually be executing it as a remote worker by managing health projects of breakout of tuberculosis, breakout of polio, and you are actually managing polio across 9 states, which is bigger than what you would ever reach within the hospital. Should it be your choice? So why did I say this? Your challenge is not because your career does not have a remote workers option. It is probably because you do not even know the title of what that thing will be. Some doctors do not understand that there is what you call health project manager. And health project managers will always be people that were originally in the medical line that now have project management skills and knowledge to manage an health project. So people do not even know the emerging job roles that technology has brought upon us. And they are still killing themselves to go and study the conventional roles that they feel like, if I get 1 more degree, just maybe I will be a better person and I will get job. Alas, they do another MBA, another MSc, and nothing happens because I always say, you have not done what you are supposed to do. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to do skills mapping. You should do, not skills mapping, gap analysis. You should do a what? Gap analysis. What is a gap analysis? I will use the example again of a medical doctor who wants to work remotely, is tired of going to the hospital every day. What did I say? The person needs to have one. Number one, what? Clarity. Number two is what? The person needs to understand the opportunities and the emerging job roles that exist in their career. When they research the emerging job roles in their career, they can now do gap analysis, number 3 step. What is gap analysis? You take yourself, oh, you have gone to research. I'm a medical doctor. When I finish research, I discover you can be a program health coordinator, project health coordinator, something, whatever it is that you find. You will now ask yourself, what do I need to do with the information? You take one of those job roles. On LinkedIn, pick one of those jobs on LinkedIn or any of the other career thing that they post job, but at least you know the job you are looking for. I use LinkedIn because why? How many of you have watched my 3 free videos here where I did a demonstration sharing my LinkedIn? It was in the 3rd video of the 3 video series. If you did not watch the 3rd video, go and watch it. Because you know what I realized with people is because people give them something like that thing I showed you is the first module in my workplace foundational skills program. The free video, you see that 3rd thing, it is part of the lessons in the module 1 of my workplace foundational skills program. But because people have access to it for free, they do not know the power of it. They don't. So if you subscribe to the 3 videos and you watch one video, you did not watch up to the 3 videos, that 3rd video, you see this gap analysis I'm talking about right now, I explain it in that 3rd video. Now, what it means is you will now go to LinkedIn, you will now pick that job, you will search for that job. When you search for that job, you will now go and look at all the things they are asking you for on that job. What are you doing? You are trying to identify the gap in your experience. That is what you call gap analysis. Meaning, what gap is between me and my desired destination? The first thing you first need to understand is clarity. Again, in the free video, if you've watched my free video, I gave you a link to 16 personality tests. What is that 16 personality test about? It's supposed to help you identify who you are. You need to know you. When you know you, then you know what you want. When you know what you want, you as in, oh, I want to remain in this career path of medicine. I chose to not like the hospital. That means you have come to realization of who you are, what you like, what your strength is, what your weaknesses is. I do not like to be interacting and interfacing with patients every day. I am introverted, they bore me out. But I like the medical field. Can you go and do project management or product? Like, do you understand? In that sector. I like the health sector, but I hate for people to die. Every day I'm in the hospital, people are dying in my face. Hello? Can you go and do the administrative part of health? And still earn money, maybe even earn more. So when you identify, I always say the biggest fool, if there's anything like that, is the person that is lying to themselves. This thing, let me do a PhD so they can, this thing, this. I say, and in your heart, you know that you don't like bureaucracy. But in the academic environment, there is a lot of bureaucracy. You are a fast-paced person. You like the entrepreneurship, but you are lying to yourself that you want to be there, despite you are extroverted. You do not like slow environment. You do not like things that will stop you from making impact. Like, do not lie to yourself. Can you still achieve teaching via adults, yes, explore that other means. I always say, look, when you are going to a destination, vehicles to get you to that destinations are different. The vehicle that will get you to that destinations, they are different. I could decide to use a Corolla to get to Ibadan. Someone is using a Venza. Somebody is using a Hilux. We are all going to arrive at the destination. Maybe not at the same time or slightly different time, but the vehicle that gets us there is different. And I would choose the vehicle that serves my biggest purpose. I would choose the vehicle, meaning that I would choose to teach externally out of a university because it helps me to reach the numbers I want. That could be the same thing for you in your career. Why am I saying this? The moment I now identified and I would use myself again as an example, when I knew that I needed to reach this thing, it meant that I needed to have the knowledge that will help me set up online courses, online program, online learning to reach more people. Because if my major challenge at the university is that I can only reach 150 people at all, and I'm impact-oriented, I want to reach 10 million. What it means is the vehicle of education, I want to achieve education so people can learn and upskill and get work. That is the vision is clear. What I want to do is clear. The where I want to get is clear. But the vehicle that I am currently inside will not take me there. Because I am counting. Okay, I teach a class of 150 year one today, another 150 next year. Please help me count 10 years. How many would I have taught? So that means the vehicle I'm currently in cannot get me to the destination I want. That is what it means. Will we still be achieving the same education? Yes. And that is the situation some people are in right now. The vehicle they are in cannot take them to their desired destination, but they don't want to up off it because that vehicle, according to the society, is like somebody should say, oh, Hilux is big. When you see Hilux, it's a fast man, this thing. But me and you know that Hilux may not be as fast as a Formula One that is flat to the ground, that is small. Do you understand? But to the society, Hilux is big, and you conform to what the society has defined as the vehicle you use to get to your own destination, whereas there is something else. What did I do after identifying that I could teach online? I understood what I could be. I now have to go and do gap analysis and say, for me to be an online educator, to create online learning, what do I need? Would I have the knowledge I wanted to teach in my head? Yes. But was the knowledge enough? No. Are you a doctor who has knowledge of medicine? Yes. Was that medical knowledge, is it enough for you to become a health project manager? No. Why? There are other skills you lack that is not necessarily the core medicine or my core, whatever it is I wanted to teach, that will help me set up that business or that will help you get into that career. You cannot escape those things. No matter how the society has conditioned your mind that it is not consequential. I would say, if it did not matter, then all graduates that finish from university must have a job. Why don't they have a job? If it was just about you having certificate and knowledge of that thing. Why? It is because there is a gap. The employer has asked you to have certain things and you don't have it. And you expect that employer will dash you the job. It will not happen. No matter how you go like this, the employer will not change their own requirements. It is you that will identify the gap you have, then decide that, this gap, they said I must know how to operate Miro, digital tools. I must know how to do this and that. You look at the entire description. The only thing you have is a degree in whatever it is they are requiring. And I say, after all, they are requesting for a graduate in this thing. You apply. And I'm laughing. I say, sis, you thought that that's wish list of the employer. They will ignore it. As per what? You are the Queen of England. They will not. So instead of you, it's like when I wanted to now pivot into online learning, I should now start whining about how it is hard. This online learning, because I could have stayed in my academics, jeje. and be teaching within it. I don't have to create my own classroom. I don't have to learn anything. The one I could do, go and open my mouth and teach was enough. But if I need to get into a space I desire, I need to go and ask, how do I create online learning? Because I have seen that it's a requirement for my new chosen line. So I did use months to do research, to go and look for the person that has been doing online courses. When I found that person, I said, okay, can you teach? And she said, yes, I have a course. How much was that course in 2019? When I decided that in 2020, I would start IT Africa and start creating online learning for education. The course then was $700. Did I have it? No. Did I know it was what I needed to learn? Yes. What was I willing to do for it? I was willing to go to my sister to borrow me the $700. Did it make any logical sense? No. Why? In 2019, you tell your family member, give me $700 to invest in an online course. Do you know how much $700 was in 2019? Dollar was less than 500 naira. Dollar was, I think, 320 naira or thereabout. Calculate it. Why? Did I know I was making the right investments? Fantastic, like 100%. Why? I did a gap analysis. I did not carry my money, $700 to invest in an MBA. Nah, it was not what I needed. Many people make the mistake of investing their resources, which could be time and money, in what they don't need. Then they come back and tell you, that is how all of them are. They will say I should buy online course. The one I bought in January, nothing has come out of it. I see that in our inbox every day. Are you sure this thing? Because I paid for this online course in January, I've not even maximized this thing. I said, what you did was invest in what you did not need. Because if you needed it, and you took that learning and you implemented it, you will be a better person. So, if you do not do a gap analysis of what you need, you will keep investing your resources. And, whenever I say resources, at my stage of life, and I would assume there are professionals in this room, money is not the scarcest thing money is not my scarcest resource. Time is my scarcest resource. I can pay for an online course now, and I will not take that course if it is not very key to the next stage of life I am going, because I can afford it. But you see my time. I just told you I've been in a meeting, seated here since 10 o'clock. Which is why whenever I give this time of my clarity saying, I say, these people have no idea, absolutely no idea what I'm giving away. Like, time is scarce. I cannot create it. So whenever I tell people you are investing your resources for a professional who is working, who is really this thing, time is their scarcest resource. So I say, even if the money you invest in that thing is not going to pay you for that, for me, I take my time to say, I would rather, like, was there someone else that was cheaper when I went to learn from that $700 lady? Yeah. But she was the most experienced person in that field at that time in Nigeria. At that time, I was teaching at the university. I didn't have the luxury of time for YouTube, try and error, for them say. I didn't have the luxury of the time. I would rather find the money, give to the best person, pay, because I know that at least the only thing I'm investing at that time is money. I can be sure that the time I'm going to use to watch those lessons, I am investing it in the right place. And that is another mistake I've seen people make. Penny wise, pound foolish. They buy 5,000 ebook, 10,000 ebook, up and down. They will be packing it. By the time they pack everything together, the thing still doesn't make sense. Because why? Penny wise, pound foolish. It is cheap. And I'll say, it is expensive actually. You buy a 10,000 naira course that serves you no good. It is expensive because we know why. That 10,000 naira is a waste. Even if it is 5,000 naira, it is a waste. You wasted your time and money because it still does not fill the gap you need. And you could have bought a $700 course, and it is not, you will consider it cheap. You know why? I always say cheap is relative to the value you intend to get. Because I had identified what I needed. I needed someone who had done it, who had not made me, who had made all the mistakes, and who had documented what made us succeed. I said, give me your brain in exchange for money, because I got no time to be doing trial and error. And I learned in 3 months. I launched iTrain Africa, and I never looked back. When I tell people that I launched iTrain Africa in 2020, and they see the amount of online footprint we have, the amount of success, I said, I invested in the right knowledge. I invested in the right research to know what I needed. I used 2019, every part of 2019 to learn from one thing to the other before I finally paid for that other course in December. That was the most expensive one I paid for in December. Everything I was doing, I did a gap analysis. I sought mentorship then from Mr. Bukawashika because I was learning how to build a team business. Look, I lost counts of what I invested my time and resources in. So you can imagine me doing training for a whole year, then paying for the last one to prepare to launch out something in 2020. Then you now tell me, oh, wow, how come it's, guess what? I used that amount of time to pay for learning and pay for the resources to succeed. So while someone was busy jumping from one YouTube video to the other, I look at people that will set up this thing together at that time, that they felt I was stupid to have invested that amount of money. I look back, I don't see them. Why? They are coming back to ask me now, how did you do it? I said, oh, you are ready to invest money now. You are going to pay a lot. Because at that time, you didn't realize that I had clear-cut clarity on what I lacked. And I was not going to cut corners on investing on what I lacked. I was going to put in my resources, time and money. Including, when I tell people this story, I'm like, yes. However, when somebody tells me they borrowed to come and pay for my, I say, don't until you are very certain that you have done gap analysis and this is absolutely what you need. Because when you invest in what you need, it is an investment. When you put money in what you don't need, it is a waste. An investment means that it is going to yield return. Did my investments yield return? You tell me, look at iTrain Africa. Was it worth my investments? Do you understand me? In fact, looking at it now, in fact, even if that cost was $2,000, I would have still paid if I thought about the investments and what it can yield. So gap analysis is your number 3 thing. What did I say is first? Clarity, know who you are. What did I say second? Research the imagine. What are we talking about? The remote work you can do in your career path. Research the imagine job roles in your career path that can be done remotely. Number 3, do what? Gap analysis. By how do you do it? Go and find that imagine job role you have found. Look at 2, 3, 4 of them and say, all 4 of them was requiring me to have this. What is the next step after gap analysis? You go and do skills mapping. What is skills mapping? Identifying the skills you lack to carry out that role. What skills do you lack? That's skills mapping. Number 5 thing will now be, go find the person, the organization, the anything that when I say anything, organization, person, money, that will help you achieve that thing. That will help you achieve the skills you lack, that will fill in that gap for you. Because I've seen professionals that what they lack in when they did gap analysis is work experience in the thing they are going into. Some people lack skills, so they take courses. Some people lack work experience. They should be taking things like volunteering positions, internships, and things like that. Which is why when I say gap analysis, it is different from skills mapping. Gap means what is between you and that destination, which could be knowledge, it could be skills, it could be experience, it could be mentorship. It could, like when you do gap, there are a lot of things that could be in between you and that thing. Anything, it could be a gap. But when you say skills, when you do skills mapping, like what skills do I now need? When you do that skills mapping as a fifth one, you now go and do what? Find resources. When I say resources, find the person, find the online course, find the organization, find whatever that will help you feel that way. It is after you have done all this, then you can guarantee yourself that I am ready to do the work, whether it is even remote or this, whether it is even remote or not. Because this app, even if you're not looking for remote work, right? This also applies to someone that is looking for a second level. You need to go through the signal. Then you can now go and say, I have this. I've done, like, do you understand? Then you go into it. So the other aspect of the question, which is the first half of the question was what? Let me say, what career paths, blah, 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 can do remote work. Second part is now always, what do I need? The skills to do the remote work. It does not matter. That one, I will keep it short. Let's be clear. It does not matter the remote work you want to do. It does not matter the career. You see the workplace foundational skills, what people call soft skills, others call job readiness skills, others call this thing. You cannot jump it. I repeat, it is not a choice. It is not maybe or maybe not. There is no, read my lips, remote work that does not require you to have a combination of skill sets that will support the work you want to deliver. There are two sets of skills you need to deliver on any job at all, be it remote or on-site. You need the foundational skills, which is how you work, and you need the technical or hard skills, whatever the case may be. When I say the technical skill, the skills that is only specific to that profession. Let me use the example of a medical person again. A health project manager managing tuberculosis needs the technical skill of medicine, meaning the skill of tuberculosis can mutate, whatever. You know that one are the lenses, you know that one. They need that skill, which is a technical skill, which is the one everybody knows. Because when they are advertising, they'll say, we need someone who is a doctor, clinical. That is the one everybody knows. However, that is only one half of it. The other half of it is what most people lack, that they don't know they lack, that they will now start using more education to fill, and it will still not get them results. That other one, which is how you work, not what you know. How you work, meaning that when I put you as a health project manager, and the main work you are supposed to do is to gather tuberculosis, this thing, whatever it is, you know how to do that one. But me, that I gave you work, that I employed you as an international agency, UNICEF, I will now ask you to show up for meeting at 10 o'clock. But because of the jaga way, how you work, you will come and rush into the meeting. Sorry, it's my internet. Sorry, I cannot hear you on Zoom. You connect to Zoom. They cannot hear what you are saying because you do not know how to use the audio joining of Zoom. Do you realize that? You know the work, you have done the work, but you cannot report the work back. You finally get into that Zoom, they support you. Okay, Mr. This, can you give us a report on what you've done? Actually, here is the thing, When I went to that site, like, did you collect this, the survey? Could we have a report? Is there something you want to give us, like a link? Could we look through? I wrote it on my book. The book is here. And they are looking at you like, what the heck? You did not think to create a Google form. Because why? You have never done it in your on-site work in the hospital, creating a Google form. Maybe you not even knew. You did not think on what the quality of the question is because you do not have research skills on how to ask the right questions. You did not use AI. You don't know how to prompt AI. You don't know how to use ChatGPT. You do not even know they exist, that there are AI tools that can help you compose research questions for what you need to do. You see that what is not going to make you get that job or stay long on that job, it is not because you don't have medical knowledge and skills. It is because you are difficult to work with. You are what? Difficult to work with because you lack what? You lack workplace skills, job readiness skills. That is what you lack. Then you will now come and be complaining. It is because I am Black. It is because I am a woman. It is because I am tall. It is because I am short. It is because you give yourself all the nonsense excuses. Aside the one that is directly pointing to you as what? You are incompetent when it comes to that role. It is not because you are Black. It is not because you don't wear makeup. It is not because you are tall. It is not because you are short. It is not because you wear hijab. You are simply not competent based on the requirements of what they are asking you. So the skills, you see that how you work skills, I always call it how you work skills. The technical one that gives you, I call it the title skill. What is the title skill? I'm a doctor. That's a technical skill. Is that you call it technical skill or hard skill? I am a project manager. I'm a microbiologist. I'm a chemist. I'm a pharmacist. I'm a digital marketer. I am a content creator. All those ones are the ones that give you title. You know, the funny thing now is there's a research by Harvard and Stanford Research Center that says that 85% of your job success is dependent on the other aspect, that one that is called soft skills or job readiness skills. Only 15% of your success on a job is tied to the technical skill, meaning the doctor, the lawyer, the whatever you say you are. But people killing themselves, which I say, if you do a gap analysis and you realize what you really lack, you will invest your resources differently. You will invest it differently because when one auntie that is 60 years old from age of industrial age is telling you, oh, Nibaloshi masters, won't you come and go and do masters and an MBA? Once you do an MBA, you will tell the auntie and say, auntie, it's not like that, though. When I went to LinkedIn, the job I want to do, they did not even ask me for a master. So they asked me if I could do Miro. They asked me if I could use Jira. They asked me if I could do Airtable, this thing. They asked me if I could do Google Form. They asked me if I could operate Zoom. Because why? You are now self-aware of what that job is asking you, and you know it is not a master's or an MBA, you can now be the one educating that answer that I have done. This is what I want to do in the next 6 months. I want to take WFS course because it is for workplace foundational skills. This is what I stand to gain in that program. When I finish it, I want to pay for the internship. Why? Because when I was searching for that thing, they said I needed some form of job experience, and I cannot, since I cannot find job, why don't I pay for this thing? So you will be the one telling the person, this is my plan. I have found what I want to use to fill it. When I finish filling in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, the next whatever, this is where I'm going to. You are crystal clear. So even if it will take you time to get there, at least you know you are going in the right direction. Instead of investing the next 2 years in that MBA, in that master's that you really do not need. Or instead of investing your time in that very fanciful name certification that all the people in your field are going to acquire. But at the end of the day, all of them are finished acquiring it. They've not still found better jobs. That international remote work, they've not found it. And they'll be looking at Dr. Adenisola that doesn't have 1 certification, having gotten 2 international roles, with one of them at Museum for the United Nations. They'll be saying, it's just luck. How come she doesn't have any certification in that role that they gave her? She doesn't even have any degree in it. She doesn't have certification in it. She just, but guess what? Dr. Adenisola understands what they need. And she has gotten it vocationally. Whenever I tell people that when I was employed at Museum for the United Nations to cover 23 locations globally, when I got to that interview, I had absolutely no certifications to back that thing up. It was a design lead role. But guess what? I had vocational experience in it. I'd been to Singapore for the Unleash Global Innovation Lab, where they had taught me design thinking to execute the role. I'd organized an hackathon in Nigeria where we selected people. I had marked applications. I had vocational experience and knowledge around it. Absolutely no structured certifications around it. Nothing. And I got the role over someone who had a project management certification because I knew what I wanted to do on that role. And I did. I had also had the soft skills on how to pitch myself in such a position. I knew what they needed and I spoke to it. When I tell people that a rude shock is in the international scene, what you can do is here. Certification is here. Let me repeat it. In the international scene, what you can do is here. Certification and certificate is here. Don't get it twisted. Nobody cares anymore if you have 10 degrees and you cannot deliver. Your certifications and certificates will not deliver the job. They only help you to say that I have the knowledge. That is what it helps you to say I have knowledge. It doesn't help you to say I am competent at the job. That is where I'm going to stop my teaching today. I hope someone got clarity. Let me go to the clarity messages. The first one is a direct message to me, so I'm not going to put that person's name. I read accounting in Unilag, DLI. I am 43. I have worked in a law firm as their practice manager for less than 4 years. I switched over to paint manufacturing company. I started a customer service as a customer service representative, was moved to auditing, then inventory and supervisory role. Now I am the senior sales marketing person, 8-year span. I hate sales. I enjoy customer service and supervisory role more. I did a certification in customer service. How do I make more? How do I make myself more eligible for operations and customer service centered roles, preferably remotely? Okay, great. From what you said, Customer service was not auditing. You're a senior sales and marketing person. You started in customer service. They now moved you to auditing, then inventory and supervisory role. Now you are the senior sales and marketing person. Meaning that where you started, which was a customer service, you loved it. But where they've now moved you to, you don't like it. You have gone ahead to take certifications in customer service, and you are looking for how you can, make yourself more attractive in customer service, preferably remotely. Here is the thing. Customer service is one of those roles that it is 95% soft skills. It's not a technical skill. When I say like the skills you need for it is like it's covered under workplace foundational skills. And how do I know this? There are people that have taken our workplace foundational skills that are using it to do customer service. So it means that all the skills you need for customer service is under foundational skills. There's no technicality to it. In Nigeria, typically, people consider it like an entry junior role, like basic entry junior role. However, organizations internationally, they take customer service seriously because they know that one angry customer can ruin an entire company. So what happens is there is a progression upward. So even if you can enter as a customer service person, like you can upwardly progress, not that you are now moving across, like you can upwardly progress to like the top, that you are now managing the entire customer service system of an organization. It is not just an entry-level role. If I share my screen with you right now, let me see if I can do that. On my LinkedIn, and you put customer service, you would find senior roles in customer service. Let me give you an example. Where's my screen? Here's my LinkedIn. Right? This is my LinkedIn. If I go to, by the way, if you're in this meeting, you've not watched the free this thing. This thing I'm about to do, it is done in the free. I think the third video or something like that. I can't remember. Second or third video of that free. A lot of people are here. They signed up for the free, but they never watched it. It's your loss. Now I'm going to type customer service. Under customer service in the United States, there are 1,217,949 open roles. Like it is open currently. Now, I will now say experience level because I will assume you're in mid to senior level. I use it as a filter. How many is remaining? I want to show you that your customer service that you love. And why am I using US? I want you to see the amount of money associated with that role, because in the US, they are bound by law to advertise the price. What I use, and that is another problem with people. I would say, even if you don't know what your role is called abroad, just type the general one you know. Then use United States to search it. You will start to see different job titles. Can you see this one? Development and Communications Coordinator. How much is it? 68K to 72K annually. You can keep going down. from mid to senior level customer service. You will start seeing manager of training and hospitality. Now, because you said preferably remotely, I come to this place, I click this thing, and I click on remote. How many are open? 13,000 plus at mid to senior level. So if you do this on your own same LinkedIn, not my LinkedIn, do it on the same LinkedIn, go to your LinkedIn, click on jobs, put customer service, and do the same thing, you probably this thing. You know what I was telling you to do the other time about skills analysis, gap? Look at the job role, the description. What are they asking you for? What don't you have? I just did this one for customer service. It can be done for any role at all you can think of. The same thing. Whenever people tell me, hey, show me I can find work on LinkedIn. I said, so you think my entire program, Workplace Foundational Skills, is to show you how to find work on LinkedIn? The question is, you will find the work, or you will not get the work. Finding it is the easiest part. Like in fact, what am I even talking about? Should be the free that I gave out for free, the free one that I gave out for free. I showed the same thing there, how to do this thing. Like finding it is the least of your problem. That one is a matter of information. Are there jobs on LinkedIn? Yes. Can you find it? Yes. Click on jobs, click on what you want to this thing, put the state or the country you want to this thing. Use all the filters on top, mid-level, remote, salary, whatever. Put all the filters on top. You will find. The question, what do you do from there? Finding is the least, because whenever we get that question, will you teach us how to find jobs? I'm like, oh shit, as in I taught it on my free. It is on the Workplace Foundational Skills Program, Module 1, it is the third lesson. For you to show you how elementary it is. It is the third lesson. Third lesson. There are 7 modules on Workplace Foundational Skills Program. Per module has maybe 7 to 10 or 20 lessons. That means maybe there are a total of 70 plus lessons. It is the third lesson to show you how basic it is. So the question is, if you go and do this thing, where is the gap? Then you need to now take whatever it is, whether it is work experience, internship, and everything, you need to take it. So certification is not necessarily what you may be needed. Is it possible you need certifications? Yes. But is it the primary thing that will be considered when they hire you for all this remote role? Most likely no. You that want to do customer service remotely, they are asking you to join Teams meeting. And you're saying, actually, this Teams thing, I'm not sure I can. I'm used to Zoom. Can we take the meeting to Zoom? You fail that interview even before acknowledging it. Why? Because most likely they want to hire you as a customer service person for an organization that onboards. Let's say they are hiring as a customer service person. They call it customer support or relationship management, different things depending on which level that you are. Customer support, relationship management, customer relationship. No, they call it different things. Do you understand? Everything's around relationship management. Do you understand? Maybe your work will be that this company is a software company and they are trying to sell their software to their customers. They've sold the software, but they need you as a customer support person to walk the person through how that thing works, how the software they sold to the person works. They need to walk their customer through it. And maybe in walking their customer through it, it means that there will be a customer that they only know how to use Zoom. There will be a customer that they only know how to use Teams. There's a customer that they only know how to use Google Meet. There's a customer that they only they expect you to be versatile, proactive, understand all the technological, and be very, very quick to adapt. One of the first things I teach people on WFS is their mindset. If you go to our seller page now, the very first lesson on WFS is mindset. I changed their mindset from the very beginning. I said, see, you cannot want to work remotely and not have a mindset of research, because it is not the tool that they were using yesterday they will use next week. So the first thing you need to tell yourself is, I will walk you through basic tools of this program. But guess what? They are all almost the same thing. It is the interface that is different. The only thing playing tricks on you is your mind. To say, please, oh, it's only that Zoom I can use. And I said, okay. And nothing's like, they held your hand from researching about the other two that your company said you were going to use. But I understand that in Africa, we have a mindset issue. When you are waiting for someone to teach you to go and research, you are waiting for me to tell you that you have the ability to go and research the other two that they mentioned to you. So if you really desire this customer service, most likely remotely, here is a good thing. You have experience about it, around it. It may be remote. I mean, rather, it might be on-site, but you have experience. So the question is, you need to do this activity. How to do this activity was also covered on WFS and all that other things. Do this activity. Acquire, my advice to you right now, if you've not joined WFS, because even if I did not own WFS is Workplace Foundational Skills Program, which our students call the Remote Workers Program, because all the things you need to work remotely is on that program. From how you structure your day at remote work, to-do lists, to creating implementation sheets for your project on your remote work, everything, that is a model. To the mindset for the remote work, to the tools and this thing you need for the life skills you need, like everything you would need to set up yourself. That would be my advice. And the truth is, I always tell people that WFS, they are not too in the market yet. Because I did my research before I created that program. It does not exist. So, like a remote workers program does not exist. That's just what it is. So, that's one advice to you. Take the WFS, do this. During the course of WFS, one of the things that I think, I think it's in module 6, where we give them like a CV and cover letter template or something like that. When you have passed through all the first modules that set you up for the remote work, when it gets to module 6, there is a particular template I give as a bonus there, which is like my CV, the one I used to get in my work with you, and like I give them there. Set that CV up. When you set that CV up, then I think I also thought about something around LinkedIn. I can't remember in one of the lessons too. I'm not sure which module exactly now. You come to LinkedIn, you do this, and you start positioning yourself for those opportunities. By the time you apply and you are able to secure one of them, as in when I say like get an interview, then you are ready to defend the knowledge you have, because then you already have the mindset, the soft skills, the life skills, the digital skills, and the structure you need to support that remote work. Because honestly, if somebody has said, oh, they wanted to be something else aside customer service, I would say, oh, take this WFS and take this. But 90% of the things on customer service is workplace foundational skills. So that would be my advice to you. Let me take the next person's question. Someone said, I have a degree in international relations and I've worked in an oil and gas company for 13 years. I've occupied roles in various departments within the same organization, from customer service to office administration under facility department. Then I moved to supply chain department and occupied roles such as vendor management, bid administration, contract analysis, procurement. Throughout this time, I felt like a square peg in a round hole. I was just doing the job and not getting any satisfaction or fulfillment. So I left 2 years ago. I enjoy customer-facing roles, problem solving, and providing a solution to a customer. And I have a hospitality business on the side. I decided to transition into tech, and I have done a few courses, but I am still confused about what role or career to focus on. This person, have you done a personality test? WFS. How much does your BFS cost? It's subsidized at 75%, so it makes it $40 right now for non-Nigerians. For Nigerians, it's 37,625 right now. Please take note. I say it is subsidized. It is not a discount. Discount is like, okay, let's remove money from you now. It is subsidized, meaning that someone is covering the deficit. It is subsidized. So before you come and say, but you said it is, I'm not running discounts. I'm not running sales. Do you understand? It is subsidized. Because people that paid in full last year paid 300,000 naira for that same program. So it is subsidized currently at 37,625 or $40 if you are not Nigerian. And my admin is in the Moina. Is Moina here? I'm not sure. Is the other during this thing still here? She can drop the link for you if you are interested in that. If the other during my other team member is not here. I don't know why she's not here. So I was asking this person if they've taken a personality test. That's what as in the person is saying, how can they take WFS course? So I don't know if it should be, okay, give me a minute. I don't know why my team member is not here to drop this. Give me a minute. I'll probably get the link for you, but I'm asking the other person that asked the question if they've, what are they calling it? If they've taken a personality test, because that will help me. But one of the things that at least you have identified for yourself is that you like forward-facing roles. You like what? Forward-facing roles. So the fact that you add you like forward-facing role, most likely you're an extroverted person. Most likely you are what? You're an extroverted person. So what it means is, there are quite a number of roles that could fit you. And if you are taking a personality test, it would have suggested to you the kind of roles that would fit you. But even if it did not suggest it to you, it's still fine. I'll do that for you right now, because I would imagine, let me see if she has answered. If she has not answered. Okay, so great. So she has answered that she's not extroverted, but she likes to solve problems. You can see that the more I probe, which is why I always like to say, have you done a personality test? Because if you like forward-facing roles, where you are solving, because I have a friend who is a complete introvert, but she likes, like, she worked in a payment gateway where she's constantly solving people's problem every day. Why? Exactly like you. She's tech-oriented. She likes to solve people's challenges in the tech space, but she doesn't like people, really, like talking to people. You are a defender, fantastic. So let me work with that. Let me work with what you've said. Let me work with what you said. Your defender personality. I'll be with you shortly. I hate to give advice when I don't have the full picture of the person. Thank God I even asked that about, like, do you like to talk to people? Are you extroverted and everything like that? Because the advice I'll give to an extroverted person may be tending towards customer service because she likes people. But the advice I will give someone that likes to solve problem for people, but does not really like people, as in they like to solve the problem for the people, but they don't really like people. That's an introverted person who likes to solve problems. They are more on the innovative side. So what it means is, Aisha, I can see you are dropping stellar link for WFS. Could you drop them the informational link so that I hate it when people pick up things that they're just paying, that they don't understand what they are paying for. Please drop the Skilled Work Academy informational link. Let people know what is on the thing before they go to the course. The name of the program, because it's not a course, it's an online course, is only part of the program. There are a lot of things that are on the program, like quiz, life projects. Because again, I am a very skills-oriented person. I hate knowledge without practicality. So for me, WFS is not an online course, it's a program. An online course is a part of the program where you take the knowledge as online courses, you come to live workshops, you work collaboratively in a group with people, we set you up 2 hours. At the end of, what did I say at the end of every lesson? Some lessons have 3 quiz. Those quiz, you will do it individually and submit it in Google Classroom. There's an online assessor that marks it and returns it to you. When you join the program, by the week 2 or week 3, we divide you into smaller accountability groups. You will show up for the meetings of those accountability groups. You will show up for life projects and you will do collaboration with people. I always say, it is either you learn or you learn. But that you would think you will be in the program and you would not watch the online course. That means you cannot function in the quiz. You cannot interact in your subgroups. You cannot come to live workshop and deliver. So you would decide whether you want to come to those things and not know anything or not, or you don't want to submit your quiz. That means only you decided that I choose not to improve, not because there was no support for you to improve. Aisha Onwina, I'm not sure which one of you is here, but whichever one of you is here, I need the informational link of this course. So the defender person. The defender person, I'm going to give you an answer to your question. But right off my head, you are someone that I would say you need to be in tech course. Off the top of my head, so you probably need to be exploring product management in such a way that you are actively involved in solving problems, but you are not necessarily forward-facing. And because you don't really like people again, project management. So product management is like you are solving problem, you are innovating products, you are putting your innovative mind to work, but you are not managing the projects, people that will now make you start to chase people and all that. It is like product management is like I'm managing a project, but the project is a product. I don't know how to explain that, but and it involves a bit of creativity and innovation. So it keeps your brain stimulated. So I think that would, and there are other tech careers too that would favor you. But that's what is off the top of my head. But then let me find out for you what would suit you. I'm looking at your experience again. Customer service, supply chain, vendor management, contract management. When you are doing Vendor management. How did that particular thing make you feel when you were doing vendor management? When you were doing vendor management, you enjoyed it, I guess, as much. Do you understand? Why? Vendors will always come a problem. Oh, this, can you help me with this? And someone like you also, like, it's funny how you be in taxation. You like to manage things. Is there a replay? Yeah, it is on YouTube. So if you join us on YouTube, iTrain Africa, just type iTrain Africa on YouTube, you'll find us. This is live on YouTube. Okay, great. It involved registration of companies. I learned. So the creative part was working. The creative part and solving problem for people was working. So give me a minute. I'm trying to find more. Moina, or I don't know, Aisha, who is here, please drop the informational link for that thing. The informational link for the person, so you to just drop the whatever. I don't know if you are back in this meeting. So that's was this seller link that you just dropped. Or someone will say, I did not know what that was buying. Okay. So I'm going to be with you in your okay? I need to find how. Okay, let me see. Let me go through other people's questions so that I can be sure that because I didn't go in about. Okay, thank you, caller. Okay. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, someone, okay, that's another person's question. Let me be done answering the first person's question first. So, you know, it's funny how I wanted to be sure. I went to go and ask AI again, and it suggested product specialist, which I actually talked about, customer success manager, which I said you'll be able to do, but because you don't really like people, which is why I was asking how you felt when you were doing that vendor this thing. You were definitely liaising with them, but you really enjoyed it. So you've managed to hold your introverted self away from your job. Let me put it that way, because the solving of problems is taking over that part. Now, other things is also suggested is technical support specialist again. It's in the technical field. It offers support for people you are solving people's problem. Another thing is suggested is technical writing. I wouldn't advise that because you're not solving problems for anybody. It also suggested business analysis. I doubt this is what you enjoy because it seems more like solving problem, not really solving problem behind a computer and doing numbers. So for me, based on what I know, I would say it is that you are looking for things in product, like specialist, like product management and things like that. Product as product owner, product management, product design, like product is a whole lot of profession, but the beginning is product, whether you're doing the design, the management, the whatever, and all. You are doing technical support, like in terms of supporting what I described to the other person about supporting people in the technical space. Like you work for a tech company and people are struggling with, understanding the software, and you understand that and you're offering support to people in that regard. Or you are doing projects. But I would say if you're going to do projects, make sure you're doing projects in the technical space. Like you're doing projects manager in the tech kind of space because of the problem solving that you like to do. So I really, really hope this helps. So check out all those portfolios and you can move from there. Then I think maybe this is the last question I'll take for tonight. Someone say, hi, Doc, well done. This session has been quite insightful. I have done banking sales for 11 years. I'm not happy doing it. I want to diversify into product management. I'm most likely remote. I want to take an additional course on product management to boost my confidence and take the WFS to position myself ready for the remote. Kindly advise. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I think you seem to have, when you say additional course from product, there's Skilled for Work Academy offers product management. When you say additional, have you taken the products management at the Skilled for Work Academy? Because there's a batch that is finishing tomorrow. The batch 1 of the technical school of the Skilled for Work Academy. So how does the Skilled for Work Academy work? Skilled for Work Academy has 2 schools. When I say 2 schools, like there's a soft skills school, which is where we have workplace foundational skills program, which is foundational, which is for everybody, entrepreneur, freelancer, anybody at all, looking to have the skills they can use to work in the global space or looking to have the skills that they can use to work remotely, whether it is global or not. Do you understand? Now, I want the other part of the Skilled for Work Academy is the technical school. What do we offer in the technical school? We call it the no-code tech careers, meaning that the careers that you use in the technical space, but they are not the coding. We have 3 of that. We have product management, we have project management, and we have content creation and social media management. So those 3 programs are in our tech school, meaning it is a technical skill. It is you are niching down, you are doing a profession. It's a technical skill. So you could check out that particular this thing, which is, let me see, the whatever that Aisha dropped, the link that Aisha, are you still in this meeting? If you are still in this meeting, I'm not sure. Drop the other details of the, the way you drop the soft skill program is workplace foundational 75%, blah, blah, blah. Next start date, drop that also for the other one. But all the information you need about the programs is on this other one, the information link for all our programs. So product management is one of those things. And even if I say so myself, I'm not sure you will find, is there anybody that took our program in Bachelor of Technical School that is here? You can even go to Seller. Okay, the course is on Seller. So if you go to the Seller, I'm not sure. Moina or Aisha, people that have not taken the course, people that have taken the course, in the comments, when they drop comments on the course, do external people see it? I don't know if external people see it. I'm not sure if external, like when students are taking the lessons, they drop comments on the course. I don't know if external people see it. I know external people see review, but I don't know if they see the comment they drop on the course, or maybe it's only this thing. But if you want to know how detailed I am with courses or programs, like I always tell people, I'm more concerned about you knowing it than you carrying a certificate to say you know it. So for every of our programs, what we do is we take the online courses on the learning management system, which is Seller now. When you are taking it, as you join, for every program, you would have put it on your calendar that you are having a life project. And your life project is not yes or no. It is not A and B. It is not A or B. You will come to the life project with scenario. Like we will give you a scenario, a work scenario. Something is about, as in there's a software company. It is a product scaling chemical. They want to innovate a wristwatch. This is what they are trying to achieve. Their competitors are this. Do this thing. You will work with your team in that thing 1.5 hours. You will solve that problem and bring it. And you will do presentation. That's life projects. Now, that's the one you why. I always say some people, the only thing they have in gap analysis is that they've never worked collaboratively remotely. You cannot go through Skill for Work Academy and you will come out and they will ask you at the job interview if you've worked collaboratively remotely with people on a project, and you will say, no, it cannot happen. You know why it cannot happen? You have 2 life projects that you are working collaboratively remotely during the course of the program with people on that program with you who are from different parts of the world. Do you understand? You cannot have gone through one program and not be able to answer yes to that question at the Skill for Work Academy, because you would have done 2 life projects that will ensure that you did that thing remotely, collaboratively with people. Only if you did not show up. I always say when people do not go out of my academy and they say they did not get it, I say, you chose not to show up. And it is fine. Do you understand? If you do not show up, there's absolutely, like, because if I tell you the extent to which we go for people to show up, we will send emails, we will put you in a Telegram group, we will announce. Like in the first week, when people don't join our programs, we chase them to say you've not joined group on WhatsApp. We'll be chasing them personally on WhatsApp to say, we noticed you did not join a Telegram group for announcements, so you don't miss anything. Fun fact, when people joined our academy, we make them open an email. We call it academy email. Everybody that is in SSW have the academy email. When they open the academy email, we register them on Google Classroom with that academy email. It means that for every announcement we make on the Google Classroom, you will receive it in that email. So there's no, I forgot, I missed it. People are chasing you everywhere. Then I say, should you now make a choice of not showing up? That is totally on you. It is not because the support is not enough. You choose not to do it. And that one, that's why for me, when people join my program, I make sure in the first week, I make them watch at least the first 3 lessons. Why? I do a mindset reorientation and tell them, look, you need to show up for your future self. If you think you paid for another online course, my course is not another online course. My course is the one that will change your life. Like my program is, when I created them, it is to change your life. So it is not one of those courses that you pile in your pile of online courses. Nah, it's not going to happen. Do people struggle at the beginning? Yes, because they'll say, why is there so much this thing? And you do Google Classroom. I need to open an email. I say, because I need to support you. You need to submit your assignments. You must submit it. How do I know you are learning? So some people run away completely and say, I said, did you think? Whenever I tell people that, if you like, buy one online course for 10 million naira, your life may not change. You know why? If you do not take the knowledge and implement it, you just wasted money. I always tell people, if you know you are not ready for your life to change, don't join my program. Because payment for the program does not make your life change. It is taking the knowledge and implementing it that changes your life. So if you are looking for a cheap and easy way that you will tell me I gave you money, but nothing happened to me. I said, that is on you. Does this program work? Go to Google. Or Moina, drop them a link to Google review. Go and stay there for the next 30 minutes. Start to read. I don't pay people to give me Google review. Like, even if I want to, it's not Nigerians I will pay. I'll be paying someone that is commenting from Canada, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, Gambia. Where will I know them from? Is my family member there? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it is easy. But I always say, if you are ready to do the work and you can close your eye to do work, and that's another question I get. How many hours do I need to invest in media? I say, it is not live courses. It is not live. I don't drop course on WhatsApp. The lessons are there. So even what am I talking? 80% of the people in the academy are working professionals. Before you tell me I'm old, I say it's a lie. Mr. Liu Musa is 57. Madam Unse, she's a retiree, she's 56. Madam Grace Olaguji is 52. So there's nothing you can tell me. If you tell me I'm young, I say I have trained 17-year-olds that now have work, remote work. So there is no excuse. I am a woman, I'm nursing. I have people on my program that gave birth in the week they joined and they finished well. So there's nothing somebody tells me. I will tell you all that thing. When you are ready to change your life, you will dump the excuses and come back. Until your mind moves, your life does not change. You see, at the beginning of this program, I address mindset first. Why? I told you my own story. Until your mind moves, and it is not I'm brilliant in school. It is not I said, if I can have 57-year-olds who had absolutely no idea how to join a Zoom meeting, go through WFS. I remember, I wish is Moina still here? There is, I think it was batch 3. Madam Nse and Madam Grace, they were in batch 3. Whenever I listened to them, when I was offboarding them, I opened my mouth, I could not close it. Madam Nse was telling me that then, I think she went on vacation. Is it Madam Grace? I'm not sure, one of them said she was vacationing in Canada. She was with her brother-in-law. That when she was learning on the WFS, she could nothing. Before you tell me I am young, I'm not tech savvy. I said, but you are even under 50. See this woman. And she came and she was doing it by herself. I said, if you know you're a slow learner, you will listen to the thing 2 times. I'm old. I said, take your time. You have 1 year access to the course to listen. But on that program, you must finish all the things we are giving you in 6 weeks so you can mark the exam and this thing. But if you want to go back to it, that is fine. Keep listening. I said, if Madam Nse can tell me that, my brother-in-law just started a company. As I was laying on the WFS, I created a letterhead for him. I created his logo. I created his cover, his letter. What do they call it? I created this thing for him. I created his first social media design post. I said, a 56-year-old, there is nothing you can tell me that I will take as excuse. Nothing. Because all that nonsense you are saying is nonsense as far as I'm concerned. So, please, should you be needing knowledge, you can find another product management course somewhere, because I always say, that's how they, I always say, can you find product management? Yes, now. But can you find the one that supports you this way, where we are giving you keys, we are giving you scenario, we are doing accountability group, we are doing town hall meeting, we are doing this, we are doing that? No. That's for technical school. You can find project management, you can find product management, you can find plenty technical courses on this thing everywhere. But it is WFS that you cannot find. You see that remote workers program, you cannot find it. Let's be clear. Do you understand? Some of you are asking, what is it? You can go to Seller for WFS. If you are asking what is the curriculum, the curriculum of where is Seller? There is a free course on Seller that you can go to get the free course. Moina, can you drop that free course, this thing for me? That free course shows you all the curriculum. In fact, it shows you all the things, like you can even take the Moodle 1 of the course. if you want on Seller. Like the, I don't know, free workplace. Hey, I've seen it. Ah. What are they, Egbamike? Please, is it Muina or this thing? Aisha, are you the one in this place? Please, where is the link? Because I am seeing this thing is on draft. Where is the link to this free workplace course? In case anybody wants to get there and go and see what are they teaching them on the WFS, please, by all means, go there and go and see. Ah, Egbami. Is it Moina or I'm not sure which one of you is here. Please, if it is Moina or Aisha, tell Moina, Aisha, that I cannot see the curriculum in that free. She didn't list all the curriculum. She only puts the one that is free to them, which is the module 1. Tell her to go and list the entire curriculum on that thing, because that was what we had on the Moina. Tell Aisha that she did not list the entire curriculum under the free version. This is the free version link. And that was what was on the LMS before she migrated it. So I wonder why she didn't do that. Please tell her to do it today. Just tell her to do it today, because I had no idea that she didn't list the curriculum. She may not add video, but she should have listed the curriculum for that thing. Of course, she's not supposed to add video to all the other modules. Please tell her that. I just dropped the link to this thing. So you can go and get started on Seller. Aisha will probably list the remaining of the curriculum. But yeah, that link I dropped from Seller is free to access. So you can get started on the free version of it, that is the module 1. And you will see what I'm talking about. I wanted to share my screen with you to show you what I'm talking about with regards to the free Seller. So if you go to iTrain Africa Seller page, just type iTrain Africa on Seller, you'll find that free version of it. This is it here. You can find the free version. Just go to Seller, type iTrain Africa, type free workplace. You'll see the free version of that thing. And you can take it. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. You know, the way I say that I always talk about white mindsets. When you start, can you see lesson 1, the mindset to work globally? I always address your mindset first on any program, even the free version. And what is the free version? The free version is the pre-program and the module 1 of the program. So it is module 2 to module 7 you won't have access to, but you have access to. You can watch this thing right now on Seller before you go to sleep. Okay? So yeah, someone was asking about what's it called? What are they calling it? What's the Google support is, like the academy email and all that stuff. So I'm going to share my screen regarding that. Let me share the other screen where you have Google Classroom. For everybody that joins, this one is a must. You must get into Google Classroom, because this is where you're going to submit your quiz and everything. So I'm just going to show you a sample. And don't worry, we onboard you on how you're going to get this done. So don't worry. So let's say, for instance, I want to show you people that are joining, maybe, some people that are batch 1. This is where they have their classwork. Like, I want to show you an example of module 1. Can you see module 1? They needed to submit how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They needed to submit 5 assignments. Module 2, they are submitting 3. Module 3. And when they submit, I want to show you grades. They will submit. You don't see this. I see this because I'm the person that, I'm at the back end. But for you to know that when people don't submit, we will see it done late, missing, done late. Can you see? We can see it. They submitted, missing, this one, that one, marks. We will return it to you. So Guys, whenever people say, I said, this is an academy. Why? I said I taught at university for 2 years. I'm a global citizen. I've seen best practices for academies. I know how to teach, and I know what is best for learning. Learning is not only achieved when you listen to an online course. Learning is achieved when you listen, you practicalize in a group, you get support, you do quiz. There's a difference. Exam is, hey, let's cram it and pour. Quizzes, I want to test your knowledge by giving you scenarios, not is it yes or no? No, I will test your critical thinking. When I tell them create a meeting agenda, I will tell them use ChatGPT to generate meeting agenda. You might be saying, oh, what is now the work? The work is for me. I want you to think about that particular meeting. So I will say, Mr. Something has a farm. In his farm, this is what is happening. Now he needs to organize a general meeting and he needs to draft the meeting agenda and in this. I would describe the scenario. So I would say, if it is template, I don't want to be testing an adult's brain on their ability to use AI. I want to test their critical thinking for that specific scenario. So even when I give them this, I'll say, please use AI to generate a template. Then tell me how this meeting will operate. That is what I need to test. Because in the true sense, when you're in the workplace, it is not a school. They need you to troubleshoot. They need you to know that AI exists for you to support your work. They need you to be able to critically think and ask AI the right question. And that is part of what I teach on WFS, how to ask AI question. People want to ask AI question. Maybe you've seen it now when you came to this thing. What did I say? You don't ask me. This is how you ask a question. And I'm loving the quality of questions I'm getting. You know why? I first taught you how to ask me questions so that I can serve you. A question is not, I want to do data analysis. What do you think? Is that a question? That's not a clarity question. It does not serve me. Ask questions the right way. Because the same way you ask me this question, if you ask ChatGPT or Meta AI, all those AI tools, you get an absolutely fantastic result. So yeah. Let me take the last, I need to go. Let me stop share. Is it possible to get jobs after the WFS program before applying for technical? Yes, it is. I have people that have worked with me that what they took is WFS. I have a member of my team that I onboarded today. I'm employing her. She did WFS batch 3. I'm employing her because of WFS batch 3 that she did. I'm employing her in the capacity of a community, this thing. So if you go to that information page, it will tell you 7 jobs that you can do with WFS alone. Customer support is there, virtual assistant is there, program coordination is there, community management is there. And when I say 7, I'm saying 7 that I have seen people use it for. I am sure there are more, but that people have gotten jobs in. Yes. Again, 85% of your job success is reliant on foundational skills. So there are jobs these days that you only do with that 85% because it is enough. Things like customer support, they are not technical career paths. So what you need to do then is, can you schedule meetings? Can you talk to people? Do you know, it is not a technical thing. It is a soft skill thing. It is how you work kind of profession. So yeah, there are. Thank you so much for this insightful clarification. This is what I needed most at this time. I need to log off at this time. Fantastic. Thank you. I'm glad I could be of help to you. If you are here, you want to watch the replay, all you need to do is go to YouTube, or in the community. Mina will also drop, if you came from the community, Mina will drop the replay to this thing there. If you have more questions around our program, that is a Skill for Work Academy, go to itrainafrica.com, itrainafrica.com. On the home page, you'll see the Skill for Work Academy, you see the other programs that we run. And if you're a professional and your challenge is you have experience in a field, you're not transitioning nothing, like you want to attract global opportunities in that field, you're an experienced professional, the Global Opportunities Program with the WFS is your go-to. What does the Global Opportunities Program do? It teaches you how to build your brand on LinkedIn to attract global opportunities, but it is only for experienced professionals. And the program for that is GOP. And note, it is an application-based program. Why? It's an advanced program. You can only apply for it. What is the price? It's $268,750. In non-Nigerian, it is $320. But even at that, you cannot get into that program without applying for it. We need to be sure you're a right fit for that program, because we cannot let you into that program if you are not certain that you have the experience and results that can help you build the brand that can attract global opportunities to yourself. So if you are that person, you're an experienced person, you're a listener, you're saying, how do I fit? So you probably need two programs. You need GOP to build your brand on LinkedIn to attract opportunity. The operational word here is attract opportunities to yourself. Then you need WFS to upskill for remote work. Upskilling means I am gaining the skill that I can use to do the job. Attracting opportunities means that I am gaining the skills that I need to know how to build my brand. They are two different things. Our mission at iDrive Africa is what? To help 10 million Africans become globally employable by upskilling and visible via the Global Opportunities Program, which is for experienced professionals only. So thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have an amazing week, and hope to see you on WFS Batch 5 or in the technical program, whichever one you join. Bye.